just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. Our major stories. Gunmen attack community in Mangu local government area of PLATEAU State, killing at least 12 people as 4 Catholic students are abducted in KADUNA State. Governors of the Southwest launch Operation AMOTEKUN as part of move to check insecurity in the region. President Buhari asked university lecturers to embrace the integrated payment and personnel information system as he promises to make education a priority of his administration. And disquiet in British royal family following decision by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan, to step back as senior royals. Plus, business, sports, news from Abuja, the FCT, and later from our studios in London. Our website, channelstv.com, has more information on our top stories and others. Subscribe and watch Channels Television's live stream on YouTube and other social media platforms using your mobile device browser, or download the Channels TV app for Android and iOS devices from their respective stores. You can also watch us via your smart TV platforms on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, and Roku TV. The President is asking members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to assist the federal government in realizing the target of improving education and credible certification by complying with the ongoing verification and validation of human resources. President Muhammadu Buhari made the appeal when he met the leadership of the union at the State House in Abuja today. It was revealed at the meeting that over 96,000 members of ASU have enrolled on the Integrated Payment and Personnel Information System. Our correspondent Ibrahim Adra has the rest of the story.
It's the first meeting of all stakeholders at this level since the federal government's directive to ASU on enrollment on IPs. The visitors present a number of grievances and prayers to President Buhari. The payroll system is expectedly one of them.
The federal government will significantly prevent and control corrupt practices in Nigerian universities without the disruptive intrusion of the IPPIS. IPPIS violates the laws of the Federation, violates university statutes, and violates agreements between the federal government and ASU.
Despite the stiff opposition put forward by ASU, members of the university community have largely complied with the directive.
The university's academic and non-academic staff are about 137,000, and we have been able to enroll 96,090 of this, leaving a balance of 40,926 personnel not yet enrolled. This is as at the end of December.
The minister says this, however, came at a cost, noting several lapses that the IPs will address.
ASU, during the enrollment exercise, in some institutions had physically assaulted, threatened, and embarrassed members of the team that went out to do this enrollment. During the course of the assignment, we found that there are staff that are visiting universities in more than one place.
She recognizes the peculiarities of the university system, promising to accommodate them. The Minister of Labour and Secretary to the Government of the Federation agree with her.
I believe now that she and her ministry have identified the areas, and you also are saying the same thing. There should be no point of disagreement.
Honestly, I believe we need your support in this particular direction to ensure that the remaining 40% that are not registered are registered as quickly as possible.
In all, the President, who chaired the meeting, urged ASU to comply, urging for careful study of constitutional provisions to ensure harmony and promote efficiency. A statement by the President's spokesman, Mr. Femi Adesina, quotes the President as saying, "The future of the country depends on quality education, and our certificates must be credible to inspire confidence." The President directed the Ministry of Education to put in more effort in ensuring that Nigerian universities are properly funded with adequate infrastructure and staffing. President Buhari says henceforth, education will be top priority in the development goals of the country. While government insists IPs will help proper record keeping of personnel and save costs, ASU is offering an alternative, that it believes will serve the same purpose, especially if visitation panels of universities will be reconstituted. From the presidential villa, Ibrahim Adra, Channels Television News.
The Minister of Information and Culture, Mr. Lai Mohammed, has given directives to the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, to formulate regulations for the online media. He also directed the NBC to embark on the regulation of international broadcasters beaming signals into Nigeria and hate speech. The minister's directive was contained in a statement where he listed other actions expected of the broadcast regulator. They are the regulation of human resources and staff welfare, funding for the implementation of the reforms, monitoring independence of the regulator, and ease of issuing licenses, as well as competition and monopoly issues. He also directed the NBC to implement a measure that will reposition the broadcast industry, create jobs, and promote local content, and that the Commission must ensure that broadcasters utilize the content and services of the Nigerian independent producers in line with regulatory requirements for 70% local content. According to him, the directive became imperative following the approval of recommendations of a committee set up by the President. He explains that the directive will empower local producers with proper funding, investment, as well as others. And let's move over to our Abuja studios, where Linda is standing by with more stories.
Hello, Melinda. Good to see you and welcome to Abuja. We begin with legal matters. A federal high court sitting in Abuja today sentenced the Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture, Mr. Olusegun Unshewe, to prison. Justice Jude Okeke made the order in a ruling on a motion drawn from a suit filed by Umakalev Limited against the Minister of the FCT, the Federal Capital Development Authority, the Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, as well as the Minister for Culture and Tourism as first, second, third and fourth defendants, respectively. The motion of the claimant sought for an order of court committing Mr. Unshewe to prison for contempt of the order of court made on December the 15th, 2017. Justice Okeke described Mr. Unshewe's action as highly contemptuous, adding that committing him to the custody of the Nigerian Correctional Services will serve as a deterrent to others who abuse office and disobey court orders with disdain. Justice Okeke therefore ordered the IGP to arrest Mr. Unshewe with immediate effect and hand him over to the Correctional Services pending when he retraces his steps. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Mohammed Adamu, is bothered by the judgment debt owed by the police amounting to 1 billion naira. Mr. Adamu explains the debt could impact on the budget, while the leadership of the force will work towards strengthening the legal department to reduce costs. He was speaking to members of the police legal department.
The police lawyers effectively assume this strategic role in the policing space has immensely contributed to the high rate of failure of investigations and prosecution of cases. This negates my vision for the police. The situation in the civil justice sector presents another daunting challenges, as civil actions against the police are either not defended or poorly defended, resulting in the award of damages and eventual garnishing of police accounts. As confirmed by the Commissioner of Police Legal, as of today, the amount of garnishing against the police stands at about 1,642,008,603 naira. Much as actions have been taken to address the issues underlying civil actions and award against the police, there is the need to strengthen our legal department both in terms of structure, manpower, and processes to position them in addressing this major challenge.